Good evening, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome back to the place where red and gold aren't just colors, they're a way of life. Tonight, we gather with a heavy heart and an honest question hanging in the air. How does a franchise that defined dominance, that turned January football into a yearly tradition, find itself here on the eve of the final week of the 2025 regular season? Sitting at 6-10 and officially out of the playoff picture, this is unfamiliar territory for the modern Kansas City Chiefs. And yet, if there's one thing history has taught us, it's that this organization has faced adversity before and come back stronger. Still, the season hurts. It hits different, and it all begins with a moment that changed everything. When Patrick Mahomes went down with a torn ACL, it felt like the air was sucked out of Arrowhead and out of Chiefs Kingdom everywhere. One non-contact play, one awkward step, and suddenly the face of the franchise, the engine of an era, was on the ground. Mahomes, the two-time league MVP, the three-time Super Bowl MVP, the quarterback who led Kansas City to 4 Super Bowl appearances and championships in 1969, 2020, 2023, and 2024, was done for the year. Surgery followed. Rehab began. And just like that, a season built on championship expectations shifted into survival mode. Earlier today, head coach Andy Reid addressed the media ahead of Week 18, offering an update that was both sobering and strangely reassuring. Mahomes, he said, is in the building every day, attacking rehab, putting in long hours, but he won't travel with the team to Las Vegas. You could hear it in Reid's voice. Pride, respect, that's his quarterback, that's his leader. Even sidelined, Mahomes is setting the standard. And medically speaking, the timeline suggests a return sometime around the start of the 2026 season. 9 to 12 months. A long road. But if there's anyone built for it, it's number 15. Before the injury, Mahomes' numbers told a story that deserves more appreciation than it's getting. In a season defined by instability, he threw for 3,587 yards, 22 touchdowns, and completed nearly 63% of his passes. Those aren't empty stats. Those came behind an offensive line that struggled with consistency, with receivers who didn't always win their matchups, and with defenses daring Kansas City to beat them in new ways. And still, Mahomes delivered. He always does. This is a quarterback who redefined the position, the play-calling leader who can turn a broken play into a highlight, who made no-look passes feel routine and fourth-quarter comebacks feel inevitable. But football is the ultimate team sport, and this year, the cracks were impossible to ignore. The Chiefs ended the final week on a 5-game losing streak. It's the worst record of the Mahomes era, and the first time Kansas City has missed the playoffs since 2014. Think about that. A decade of relevance. A decade of January football. Since Mahomes took over in 2018, it's been AFC championship games, Super Bowl runs, and a dynasty that reshaped the NFL. 3 Lombardi trophies in 5 years. A run that put this franchise in rare company. This season started with belief. Mahomes under center. Travis Kelce, even with mileage on the odometer, still a matchup nightmare. Chris Jones anchoring the defensive line, collapsing pockets, changing games. Reid dialing up motion-heavy concepts, misdirection, and creative screens that have influenced offenses across the league. But early on, protection issues surfaced. Drop stall drives. Turnovers crept in. And defensively, under Steve Spagnuolo, the unit that once thrived on timely pressure and takeaways gave up too many explosive plays. Statistically, the drop-off was real. Kansas City finished outside the top 10 in scoring offense, a shocking shift for a team that once set the pace. Third down efficiency dipped. Red zone execution suffered, especially without Mahomes' improvisational magic. Compare that to 2022, when the Chiefs overcame early struggles to win it all, or 2023, when a dominant postseason defense carried them to another title. The standard here is excellence. And this year, the margin for error finally caught up. Now, the final chapter of the season comes against a familiar enemy, the Las Vegas Raiders. This rivalry runs deep, all the way back to the AFL days of the 1960s. It's personal, it's physical, it's historic. From the Holy Roller controversy to modern-day holiday showdowns, Chiefs versus Raiders is never just another game. This one happens in Las Vegas, not at the roaring confines of Gayha Field at Arrowhead Stadium, the loudest outdoor stadium on earth. And without Mahomes making the trip, the spotlight shifts to pride, evaluation, and the future. For Chiefs Kingdom, this season has been an emotional roller coaster. Arrowhead has seen it all. From Len Dawson leading the franchise to its first Super Bowl title, to Derek Thomas terrorizing quarterbacks in the 1990s, to Tony Gonzalez redefining his position long before Kelsey took the torch. The city knows football pain, and it knows football glory. The Mahomes-Reed era brought a golden age, one that spilled into pop culture, with Kelsey's larger-than-life personality and even his high-profile relationship with Taylor Swift turning Chiefs games into global events. Imagine sitting down with Mahomes right now. You can almost hear him say it. This is tough. I hate not being out there. But adversity is part of the journey. I've been through it before. Sitting my rookie year, playing through injuries in the playoffs. I'm attacking rehab every single day. Studying film, visualizing throws. Chiefs Kingdom, I'll be back. And from Reed, the message is just as clear. This hurts. Losing always hurts. But young guys are getting reps. Character is being built. We'll reload through the draft and free agency, get healthy, and come back hungry. And that's the key word. Hungry. An earlier offseason brings opportunities. A higher draft pick, possibly top 10, opens a door to offensive line reinforcements, speed at wide receiver, or help in the secondary. Mahomes' contract, remarkably team-friendly for a player of his caliber, provides flexibility. Kelsey's future will be a storyline to watch, but if he returns alongside a healthy Mahomes, defenses across the league will be on notice. Jones remains in his prime. The core is still here. So what comes next? Here's the bold prediction. The Chiefs use this season as fuel. They come back in 2026 angry, focused, and dangerous. History shows great teams rebound. The Patriots did it. The Packers did it. And Kansas City has all the ingredients to do it again. Remember, Arrowhead holds the Guinness World Record for crowd noise at 142.2 decibels. That doesn't disappear because of one down year. Chiefs Kingdom doesn't disappear. It reloads. As we close tonight, remember this. This season didn't define the Chiefs. It tested them. And sometimes, the toughest chapters set the stage for the greatest comebacks. Stay with us. Stay loud. And get ready, because the next era in Kansas City is already being built.